Up and down like a yo-yo. Must be the only one there, that's what it is. Anyway, it's actually a true story, okay? A little bit of storytelling before we start, isn't it? Shall I? Yes. Anyway, so back in 1850, a fella called Morgan Lewis, who was an under gamekeeper for a guy called R.D. Goff, who owned most of the valleys around us to go nice back in the Industrial Revolution, was a horrible man. A horrible beast of a fella he was. Married to a very nice lady called Rachel, who had 5 kids to him and all the rest of it, but he was a naughty person. And Di Davies was a little fella, and he was a poacher, and everybody loves poachers, so you get a bit of free meat, see? But he was only a little bloke, and Morgan Lewis was well known for doing wheelie-dealies with whoever he was that he did wheelie-dealies with, and he did one with Di, and he, like he did with everybody else, he tried to rip him off. And Di, being a little terrier, wasn't having any of this, you see, none of it at all. So in fact, he went up against Morgan Lewis, who was a beast of a man, and Morgan kicked him to smithereens. Oh, I am watching my language tonight, aren't I? Kicked him to smithereens 3 times over the course of like about 8 hours, and loads of people witnessed it in the village. And then he went out and he got really legless, and then he thought, I'm going to have you. And he picked up this little stone and he waited for Morgan to come down the hill, and he ran up the hill and he whacked him right there with it. Didn't kill him, of course, he just shook his head and gave him another smack, didn't he? Sadly though, the next morning he went into a coma, and the following day he died. And Di was charged with murder. How do I know the story? I tell you how I know the story. I know the story because I lived firstly in the house of Morgan Lewis, unbeknown to me, only to move up the mountain into the haunted cottage of Di Davies. And that was the story. Shut up. That was the story. I won't be heckled. If you can't stand the heat, get out the fire. Let's go to the Ballad of Penygraig. Well, 8 o'clock in the minor sounds of a cold and witchy night. Morgan Lewis again came on, and a man he wanted to fight. Well, 39 and a wife and 5, tight cottage on a hill. Waiting for Di Davies, who he would surely kill. Well, Di, he was a small man, 5 feet 7 or more. From the age of 9 in the ironworks, he chopped the magic law. At night he went on poaching, all in the village knew just why. But on that fateful night, Morgan Lewis, he would die. Well, money passed between them, and only they knew why. Di stepped up to Morgan, throwing blows at his eyes. Stepped aside, picked Di out from his shoes. They struck far and wide, a fight you should lose. Well, the miners don't flew over, Di's body tumbled through. Morgan stood a laughing, his words were beating true. Well, the little man stood a panting, blood dripping from his head, and a big man screamed at him, "Stay down or you'll be dead." Well, Morgan stood a drinking glass empty on the bar. Friends at night a drinking said, "What? Not too far." Well, turning his head and singing beneath the northern star, well, Di lay wait for Morgan with the miner's daughter cheer. Well, Di saw Morgan grabbing a stone in his hand to run, screaming like a boxer hunting Morgan Lewis now. If last I'll do, I'll serve you, a poacher beaten pill. His words are ringing also to Di run and take it. Well, jumping at the lion, stone locked that bone. Brothers Jenkins and Big John, I lose my home. While Morgan at home lay bleeding, in pain upon his bed, while the doctor came the purging, but by Monday he was dead. At 5 o'clock on the Monday night, the priest of Penygraig came, arresting by that awful fight, it's murder just that name. Well, the coroner sat in the news sworn in, friends and witness true, manslaughter, the verdict, in 3 months for guy too. The sadness grew so hard to tell, once 2 proud men lost in a history of hell, even now and then. 150 years since that fateful night, was so much pain and many tears, now angels open flight. Thank you very much.